guys, welcome back to another episode of Should You Bake It? I know it's been forever and ever since I've done a video. I'm so sorry. I have been so ill and it's taken its toll on me. I'm doing better. So another thing is I don't have Brittany here with me to help me, so it's just me manning the camera. So it's going to be a little trial and error, so just bear with me, please. And I know this says happiness is a cupcake away, but my daughter gave it to me, so I figured I'm just gonna wear it because she gave it to me. And although we're not doing cupcakes, we are reviewing Tbs Pumpkin Spice donut holes. Now I've done donuts. I've made donuts numerous times, but I've used the Wilton's donut pan specifically and baked them. I've never done donuts or donut holes with oil on the stove, so I'm pretty curious. Plus, pumpkin spice happens to be one of my favorite flavors. I can only have it in coffee form. Obviously, I can't eat anything. For those of my new viewers, subscribers, due to my illness, I cannot eat anything. I get all of my nutrition and nutrients via IV. So that is why you'll never see me eat anything or try anything on any episode, make or bake it. But I can drink coffee here and there. So that's that. So further ado, I will take you over here and we'll go through the ingredients and utensils. As always, I will leave the full list of ingredients and exact measurements down below in the description. If you like this, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you will get alerted every time I upload a new video. I'm going to strive to go back to 2 videos a week. I'm going to do my best, no promises, but hit that bell so you will know. So I'm going to grab you and we're going to come over here. I'm going to do the best I can. So sorry for the shakiness, but we'll do this. We will get through this, I promise. So let's do this together. Okay, so like I said, please bear with me. I'm just gonna hold you up and go through it with you. I try not to shake as much. So we've got flour, sugar, baking powder, pumpkin pie spice, salt, pumpkin puree. Make sure it's the pumpkin puree, but 100% pumpkin puree. An egg, 2 tablespoons of butter that we're going to melt. We're going to need some oil for frying. And for the topping, we've got some sugar and some pumpkin pie spice again over there. And for utensils, we're obviously going to need a big pot with a spider so we can get those donut holes out of there. Obviously some oil. I'm using some vegetable oil over there. And we're going to need a thermometer because we're going to need to bring that oil up to temp, which is 325 Fahrenheit or 160 degrees Celsius. So that's why I have the thermometer over there. And I also have a big tray with some paper towels. So once I got the donut holes out, we're going to lay them on the paper towel. And then we're going to roll them in that sugar and pumpkin pie spice. Now, I will say you will need quite a bit of pumpkin pie spice. Because for just for the donuts themselves, it calls for 2 tablespoons. But for the topping, it calls for an additional 3. So you're going to need quite a bit. So as always, we're going to get set up and get started with the dry ingredients. And then we're also going to preheat, well, not preheat, but put our oil in our pot and get that starting to get up to temperature. And I'll be back. Okay, so I've got my oil on. I've got my thermometer in my pot with my oil. I've got it turned on to high so it can come up. So the first step is with our bowl with our flour, our big bowl. We're going to put in our sugar, our baking powder, our first batch of pumpkin pie spice, our salt, and then we're going to give that a really good mix because anytime you're adding baking powder, baking soda, any leavening agent like that, you want to make sure that it is all incorporated. Otherwise it'll stick in one spot and you won't have any rise evenly in those. So now that we have all the dry ingredients mixed thoroughly, we're going to go ahead and set that aside. And we're going to grab our wet ingredients. So that consists of our pumpkin puree, which we have. And then we're going to mix together our egg and our butter. So I like to pre-scramble, not scramble, but mix the egg because it just makes it easier. You're not trying to pop the yolk once it's in here. So I've already taken a fork to it and beat it. So we've got the egg in there, and I'm going to grab our melted butter. Make sure that you have that melted. And then we're going to combine these all. Make sure we get everything. You know, and that's one of my pet peeves about Tasty, and I see this a lot, is when I'm watching their videos, I notice that all of their ingredients, either that they spill out or they don't get all of it, and I'm like cringing through the entire video. I'm like, no, you missed so much. You don't understand. It drives me crazy. Grab our whisk. Make sure we get all of that. Because if you watch all my other videos, I talk about how I don't waste anything, and I make sure to get all of this. So, anywho's, rambling on like normal. Well, I don't have Brittany here, so talking to myself. So, we're going to stir these together. I'm going to move to the spatula, actually. That'll be easier. I don't need the big giant whisk. So, they're like pumpkin pie puree. Get back in the bowl. You are slimy, aren't you? Like I told you. My stove is clean. Don't worry about it. It's clean. So, we're going to stir this together, and we'll be right back. Ooh. Okay, now I've got our wet mixture all combined. We are just going to plop that into our dry mix. And then we are going to combine this fully. And then we are going to set it aside. And I'm debating because they made another donut hole video, and in that donut hole video they stuck their dough mixture in the fridge for 30 minutes to chill, and it was easier for them to roll. So I'm debating, should I do that with this, or I don't know. So I'm just going to combine the wet with the dry, and then think about it, and then come back and tell you what I decided, and then we'll go from there. We're back. Okay, so I am all done mixing, and it's a very, very sticky. It took a lot of arm work. Maybe it's because I don't have any muscles or anything, but it took a while. It took a good 10 minutes to get this all to come together. Woo! Let me tell you, get some workout here. But because it is as sticky as it is, I think I am going to go ahead and stick this in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes so it'll be easier to work with. And the recipe does suggest it says to oil your hands before rolling these to prevent the sticking. So what I'm hoping is that by putting it in the refrigerator for the 30 minutes, like I said, their more recent donut hole that they did, they put the dough in the refrigerator. So I'm thinking that maybe they felt after doing this one that maybe that was a good idea. So I'm going to do that, put it in there for a half hour, and then I turned that off because the oil came up to temp, so I turned that off. And then a few minutes before I take this out, I'll put that back up. So I'm going to do that, and then we will come back and we will see if these suckers turn out as cute as they did on Tasty's. Be right back. Okay guys, so the 30 minutes is up, and I'm glad I did because the dough was really, really sticky. And I am using my Baker's Joy, trusty Baker's Joy, to spray my hands before I rolled it. I did a couple without the Baker's Joy, and it makes a huge difference. The dough did not come off my hands, so I highly suggest using some sort of oil or spray before you roll them. And it suggests to only do 3 or 4 at a time and 3 to 4 minutes total in the fryer. And so I have my oil at 325. I'm going to stick these guys in and get them going. And then I'll do a few, come back and show you rolling them in the pumpkin pie spice and sugar and show you how it's going. So we'll be back with these little cuties. Okay, so just a few things that I've noticed while I've been doing some of these batches for you. I wanted to test a few things as far as the size, as far as the time, the temperature, and everything like that. I wanted to do a few bigger size balls too, because I've been using a smaller ice cream scoop. It's about a teaspoon, the smaller one, and it's actually been working perfectly because it makes perfect size balls, as you can see. With this, ultimately what I've decided to do is spray the plate. It's a plastic plate. I sprayed it with my Baker's Joy, and also spraying my hands. About every 3 balls that I've been rolling has been working good. And the fluctuation, and it says 3 to 4 balls at a time because it lowers the temperature of the oil. And my stove is, I hate my stove, just so you know. And my oven, by the way, because the temperature just goes up and down so quickly, and everyone's different. Whether it's gas or electric, you know, that makes a big difference too. So the smaller size balls work perfectly because I did do some much bigger ones, and they cooked okay. If you can see the inside, they're okay, but the middle is still not cooked. And I did some other ones, perfect ball size, but the insides are not cooked either. So, you know, trial and error. So, I'm going to go ahead and keep doing these and see how these... I wanted to do a bunch at a time so I can just keep going and not going from the refrigerator back. Hopefully that'll help with the temperature control too, having them just prepared. So, I'm going to get going on those, and then we'll be back for the final, see how it goes. We'll be back. Okay. Alright, y'all, I have my last 3 balls in there, so I just wanted to show you. And I am having the weirdest reaction to, like, I don't know if oil that has fumes that come off or whatnot, but it's the same reaction to cutting onions. My eyes are watering and my nose is stuffy, so I do not know what's going on. I must be like the weirdest person. I don't know. Let me know if this happens to you when you fry anything. But I wanted to show you because I only have like 15 seconds left on them. So I just wanted to show you what they look like, how golden and beautiful brown that they turn. Let's see if I can get right there. And this is the tray I have going. So as soon as I get them with the spider out, I dab them on the tray. And then I've got my bowl with the pumpkin pie spice and the sugar right there. And I roll them around. And then that's what I've been doing so far. So I just get my little... And I make sure to roll them around just so they... You know... Oh, see? There we go. Done. Fries are done. So I just scoop them up. And when I scoop them up, I kind of just shake them to get the excess oil off. Boing, 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 boing. Ta-da! And I just drop them on the paper towel. I'm done with that. And I just let them sit for a quick minute because they dry really quick. And then be very careful, but I have a very high tolerance for heat. Just take my ball, plop it in, I just roll it and kind of spoon it over, shake it around. Especially, you gotta do this while it's hot, otherwise it won't stick to it. So then I just go in there with my hand, pick it up, and then place it down, and just continue with all of those. And that's just what I've been doing. Shake it off just a tiny bit, because you want all of that to obviously be stuck on the donut hole. That's what we're after here. And boy, can I tell you, does it smell like pumpkin pie spice fall heaven in here. So I think what I'm going to do is, because the family gets home about 4 o'clock and it's 2:30 now, so I think I might wait, because I know everyone loves when, you know, especially I do too, when you're watching a channel and then like you're waiting for that cut to see in the middle, and then the bite and how it tastes. I can tell you how it smells. I can show you what it looks like, but I can't tell you how it tastes. So that's kind of like, oh man. So I think I'm gonna wait until they get home and see if you know, they can just take a bite for you real quick. But I can cut into one real quick. Maybe I grab one of these giant guys and at least show you what they look like, because they are unbelievably stunning. Maybe I'll just grab one of the ones I just popped out, which probably is not a good idea, but you know. So here's one of the ones I just popped out. There you go. Ooh, steam. Hello. Beautiful. They turned out exactly how Tasties did. And here's one from the first batch. See how beautiful the outside turned out? And it has like, can you hear that? The crunchy outside and the fluffy inside. Different sizes, different shapes. This one's kind of like, what happened? Kind of looks like a little poo. But then you've got the perfect sphere. And that comes from the ice cream scoop, really. So like I said, I was playing around with shapes and sizes and temps and whatnot. So I think I'll do that. I'll wait for them to get home and have them take a bite for you and do that. So I'll rest for a while and hang out and watch some cooking channel. Alright guys, we'll see you in a bit. Wow.
Alright, these are so good. They honestly taste like pumpkin spice churros, but like really gooey, like squishy, yummy churros. They taste like, you made that pumpkin roll. They taste like the pumpkin roll, but without the cream cheese filling.
Oh, ooh.
But then fried and rolled in cinnamon and sugar.
I should have made a cream cheese frosting.
Oh, it would taste exactly like a fried pumpkin roll.
Mmm.
Oh, they're so good. They're so crispy on the outside, and they have the crunch from the sugar. And then it's just like a little gooey ball in the center.
Well, strive for not gooey. Fluffy.
Yeah, gooey and fluffy. It's both.
Oh, good.
They're squishy, but then they're still like light and fluffy, and it just like squished when I took a bite of it. It was just like a little pillow.
She came home and she goes, "It smells like something's fried, but we don't have a fryer."
I know. I was like,
What is this?
This is so good.
Awesome.
Yeah, that'd definitely be good with cream cheese icing on it, though. That would be really good.
Heck yeah. So I should keep eating. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in. And I'm going to try to strive for twice a week again. Sorry it's been so long. Like I said, you know, I've just been under the weather for quite some time. Keep trucking. Do what you guys do.
Life goes on.
Yeah, it does, you know. So thank you guys so much again. I'll leave everything down below. Subscribe, hit that bell so you get notifications each time. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.